the way, the poll on at Morning Roast 957, apple juice with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. 46% says yes. 54% says hell no. The polls are flipped. You guys doctored the polls. Apple juice is very good.
Apple juice is a no matter what.
I'm out.
Thank you.
I'm out on it, but wait a minute. Why does it need to be a safe space to admit that you've cut milk out?
I'm Irish Catholic. Milk was like one of the three PowerPoint presentation at the birth.
All right.
Foods.
Yeah,
all right?
I know. But
chicken, broccoli, and milk.
Is there milk in the host?
But there's milk toast.
24.
I have breast. Can you milk me?
That's all 24.
I mean, parents.
Juice is good with anything.
Well, that's fine. Apple juice is just a big old jug of sugar, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with sugar, but I don't know. Every 25 years, fair enough. Every 25 years, we know a bunch more than we knew before.
For sure.
Right? So,
we grew up on whole milk.
Right.
Gallons of it. I drink it right out of the gallon.
Right, but when you turn 30, you can't process dairy anymore, and nobody cared about that.
Milk was a bad choice.
I mean, by the time I was 30, I was down to 2%, baby.
By the way,
not fat.
There's milk in this thing that I bring in here every single morning.
Milk? Or soy milk or almond milk.
No, and you have to drink
2%,
whole milk.
not whole.
If you're drinking 2%,
it's 2%.
You're drinking chemicals because how do they get it to 2%?
You're not drinking chemicals. We're all drinking chemicals.
I drink organic, straight from the cow, whole milk.
Yeah, organic 2% milk.
Betsy's in his backyard.
You know
he's
what they do to make it 2%, right?
I don't really care. Have you ever had a hot dog? I don't want to know.
Only at Costco. Those hot dogs are for real.
I don't know that.
Great bang for your buck.
And by the way,
I'm not trying to say my body's a temple, but don't pretend
your
you're
body's
2%.
a wonderland.
Thank you. That's your boy Liam Gallagher, right?
Yeah, just look. No, it's not.
Is that Bush?
That's John Mayer.
Is that? Oh, it's John Mayer.
It's John Mayer.
I was thinking about.
I thought it was glycerine.
Yeah, that's my water bottle. But
he's going to do
all three notes of glycerine. This
is a white band from Britain.
Yeah, you guys lost me.
Are you guys still doing Pandora's Box?
Well, because of the music stuff on YouTube. I just watched by the way, two great docs that I recommend. Creedence Clearwater. I don't know if you guys have seen. There's a CCR.
No.
El Cerrito High. I didn't even know that.
El Cerrito High.
I didn't even know that. It's where the whole band's from.
The old El Cerrito High.
Yeah.
You know, El Cerrito High was completely leveled and rebuilt.
Did not know that.
They took the whole thing, like all the schools in the, I guess that's West Contra Costa County, Albany High. They leveled it, rebuilt it. El Cerrito High completely gone
because of the earthquake.
Well, no, because it was a dump. It was asbestos. It was more than asbestos. But rebuilt and beautiful El Cerrito High.
Yeah,
shout out to the Gauchos. Their gym is nice.
You know Centerfield, the song? Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. You know the baseball song that everybody plays?
Yeah.
John Fogerty.
Terrible job.
So it's that guy.
I'm like, I know the song Centerfield. I don't know what the hell you're doing right now.
Yeah.
So that's that guy.
So I think
Him and his brother, and they were in a band. Anyway, that one. But you also have to check out the Nolan Ryan doc. It's called Facing Nolan. It's not a traditional 17-part doc.
Right.
I love Nolan Ryan, one of my favorites, and I learned so much about him that I'd never seen. And I was sending videos to these guys from the doc. Check it out. It's like an hour and a half.
Where is it?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's called Facing Ryan. About Nolan Ryan. He is all time.
Facing Ryan or Facing Nolan?
Maybe it's Facing Nolan.
Okay, it's one of those.
It's one of the two.
I need a Roger Clemens doc because he was great in 30.
Well, Roger's in the Nolan Ryan doc talking about Nolan Ryan. He's we used to give guys bow ties. That's the era we came from. Meaning hitting him from the neck up.
Right.
Roger Clemens was great in that Captain doc, wasn't he?
Oh,
his little cameo.
He's a crime boss.
There's nothing little about his cameo. The dude's about 315.
Oh, my God.
He
looks like comic book guy from The Simpsons.
Yes,
I mean, he's gigantic.
I'm so happy for you, Bonte. I'm so happy because, man.
Ring night?
No, yeah, you just I'm driving in and I'm like, oh my gosh, the word Warriors came out of your mouth and your whole aura changed.
Dude.
Your entire aura, I'm like,
I
haven't heard this Bonte for 4 months at least.
No, that's
your
a lie.
whole aura changed.
You haven't heard this Bonte in 3 weeks.
Since Trey got hurt.
49ers kicked off.
Yeah.
I came back from Europe. For 3 weeks I was floating coming back from Europe.
but
and then the Niners kicked
3
off in
days.
Chicago. No, the Chicago trip. Soldier Field. That's when it flipped.
But give me this.
Oh, my Lord.
Give me this, because the Warriors, it's not like they didn't take us on a ride, too. They remember Panic Meter, but
Arrogance Meter.
You don't, the Warriors don't get under your skin like the other teams do.
Well, they're proven champions, and they've provided us many years. Look. In terms of
He's asking me a
entertainment,
question,
I would say
Sassy.
2016 might be the most entertaining
Well, you
team
guys are
of all
married.
time.
He can answer it for you.
Go ahead, ask us. Go ahead.
Without me, there wouldn't be a show. Just be you yelling.
That's a 4?
Yeah.
Diz, what's up?
I'm glad you guys are both wearing Giants uniforms though today. You look like Kapler and you look like Yaz. Like you guys, I mean, full uniform
fall
over
for
here.
it, Yaz.
Sorry, it was the first one I could come up
Just
with.
to let you know, a right-hander's or lefty's going to come in 5th inning, and I'm pulling you.
Well, I'm
okay?
an everyday player. I'm Yas. Even though I'm batting 162
still
over the last
platooning
60.
you. I mean, you're going to bat cleanup.
162?
Well, no, he's actually hot right now. I don't know if you know this.
They're going to finish over 500, everybody.
If they win 5 of the next
See?
8.
And I'm going to be here being like winning team. Told ya.
Exactly.
Oh, gosh.
No, I won't.
No,
I
gosh.
won't.
Hey,
no, I
just know
won't.
you're batting cleanup today.
There's a Fillmore Mike promo that came out, and I want to play it. I don't know
Oh,
if we
God,
have
it was so good.
It's
And
phenomenal.
you missed the best part of it, though. Captain Save a Jimmy.
I was
No, they
listening
played
live.
it.
Oh, I didn't know that
It's
was
in
in
the
there.
promo.
They turned it into a promo.
So
No, I
you
heard
know
the
what
promo.
it
I didn't know
means.
that was in there.
You know what it means.
Captain Saber Jimmy G.
He's Captain Save a fill in the blank.
Yeah,
Every
That's
time
right.
Phil
That's
Morris
right.
was in there.
That's our thing.
Honestly-
He's been calling me Captain Save a Giant for about 3 months already.
I love
right,
it.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
So
How is Fillmore on
yes,
multiple networks
Fillmore, we
simultaneously
got-
in the morning?
He's
we got a
amazing.
thing. We
He's
got a thing.
amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
back to your question. It's Shazzy.
Back to
I-
Wiggins.
You know what? I'll back
Somebody,
it.
Tyler Miller said this on
Three.
YouTube. Bonte and the monsoon definitely will change the mood. And that's what happened in Chicago.
Yeah.
When I watched that game and they lose to the weak-ass Chicago Bears, who are 2-1, by the way, beat the Houston Texans, and they walk into that
completed 8
monsoon.
passes.
I'm thinking to myself, how did that happen? How did that happen? And then what happened in week 2 and in week 3? Yeah, you move. When you talk 49ers, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating because we're back talking about Jimmy Garoppolo.
They should be
Kyle
3-0
Shanahan.
is
They
the
should
problem.
be 3-0.
They should be 3-0.
And we're back in the twilight zone. But I do think they'll beat the Rams on Monday, which will will calm
You
everything
think they're
down
going to
for
beat
a
the
week.
Rams?
They should beat the Rams.
I'm not going to spoil
Captain
They
this.
should beat the
Save a
Rams.
I'm not
Shanahan.
going. I'm
They
not.
should beat the Rams.
I'm not
Will they
gonna
beat the
spoil
Rams?
this.
I have no idea.
I'm not going to spoil this because Dibs and I are going to chat it out when we get going here in about 20 minutes. But I as much as I want to stay in the moment, I did some digging last night, and not only, as Dibs knows, did I re-find my optimism.
Oh, God.
I am willing to bet anybody who wants to that this team is going to the playoffs this year.
Boy.
But I'm not doing. This isn't just because think positive.
Okay.
No. This is metrics.
Oh, there's
This is
evidence.
data.
This is metrics.
1,000%.
Are you going PFF,
Scott Harris
Bobby?
gave you a.
No,
Are you going
no.
Lombardi? You're
No.
going David Lombardi
Nope.
spreadsheets on
No,
me.
I'm going. It's very simplistic. Actually,
going DVOA.
Nope. I'm gonna. No, there's not gonna
He
be
is
any.
going DVOA.
There's no. I'm not. There's not gonna be any
On
the
initials
defensive
that you don't
side,
know.
yeah.
DVOA.
No.
Well, they have an elite defense, and they should be able to get to the playoffs if you can win like 9 games. I really feel like 9 wins.
That's what we were
feels-
saying yesterday. 9-8.
It
might get
feels
done.
like the playoffs.
Well,
yeah.
tell me. Give me 7 teams that are going to win 10 games in the NFC. There's no way.
Exactly.
There's no way.
The only one that I don't know about is Arizona. I can't put my finger
Oh
on
my
them.
gosh, they like.
But they
look
play us
terrible.
well.
They should be going 3.
Right.
That they play us
They
well.
do. They
Okay.
do.
I mean,
it's hard for me to
And
dismiss
historically,
them.
and
Yeah,
Hopkins
but
for those 2 games.
But are they going to play anyone else well?
I don't know.
Take away the
It's a
fourth
great-
quarter against the Raiders. That
I
has
know.
been the worst
Yeah,
team in
I know.
football. They
been
can't even
awful.
stay on the field with teams right now.
Well, the Raiders.
yeah, I mean, just absolutely
I
brutal.
mean, there have been 1-score losses, but it's okay.
Right. And
No, they're
Broncos.
plucky. They're plucky, Spadone.
Big
They're
week this
very
week.
plucky. They are
They
right
did
there.
win the offseason, though.
Oh my gosh.
Chandler Jones and
McDaniels
Devontae.
is going to change this thing. It's a culture change, and it's going to be okay.
I love that you guys are already checking the box of a win over the Rams on Monday night.
No,
I'm
I'm not
Don't say
talking about.
you guys.
But the
No,
schedule
you already
after
said
East
they're
is
going to
up.
beat the Rams.
I said
You
no,
just
no,
said that.
no, no, I
that
said
came.
they
Those are the
should
words that
beat the
came out your
Rams.
mouth.
Why?
I said they should
why
beat the
should
Rams.
they beat the Rams?
Because Vegas said so. That's why.
They have the
Yeah,
better
Vegas
defense.
said that about Denver too.
Yeah,
You're right,
they
Mark.
said that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
And
boy,
they
you
said that
had
about
that right.
Chicago as well. They have the better defense. I think the Niners do have the better defense, and they should be able to get to Stafford. And Stafford will throw a couple up to the Niners. Now, whether or not they catch them or recover fumbles, that's one thing. But I really don't know. I really don't know if
Aaron
they're going to win or
Donald
not.
and this offensive line, it's just
Exactly. It's and
it's-
Bobby
I-
G and the
if we-
5 turnstiles. Your offensive line, your interior 3 is
Right.
unproven. I can't snap the ball,
Yeah.
and I was drafted, but I can't start. Your right tackle, you guys have called terrible with a capital T, and your left tackle, your borderline Hall of Famer, is out, and we're going to replace him with who?
Let me
I'm
just
not
say, though.
guaranteeing anything.
No one's guaranteeing anything.
I ain't ready
but
for all outcomes on
let me
Monday
say,
night.
But
let me
Stafford
say,
will throw it up.
He will throw it up.
The
You
conversation.
guaranteed it yesterday.
I
You locked it
guaranteed
up.
and I did not.
We played
No.
the lock sound.
Did I?
Stone
Did I do
cold
that?
lead
Okay,
pipe
never
lock.
mind.
We
That's fine.
absolutely guaranteed it.
Fine. I'll wear that because they do think they're going to win. I will remind you, though, the conversation you just had, same conversation we had going into a Monday night game against the Rams last year. How the hell are they going to block this team?
and
then people like
guarantee that
signature win of the year.
Brunskill have stopped Aaron Donald in the past.
But they had a borderline Hall of Fame center, and they had a quality guard.
But they had been terrible. You're looking at that
Better
now.
than this.
No, they
That
weren't.
Kittle play was
Look at the
incredible.
metrics.
Oh,
they were
boy,
not.
Captain
I guarantee
Metrics.
that.
By the way,
The metric system is on display.
If you want to look at metrics, I'll ask you guys this. Forget what you know. Forget last year. What do the Rams do well? This year.
What do they do well
What do they
this
do well?
year? Get the ball to Cooper Kupp.
Exactly.
And he just destroys the Niners.
Okay.
Outside of that, they're a very inconsistent team. They don't run the ball very well. Cam Akers is on a milk carton.
They can't protect Stafford.
No, well, Stafford also, he spins around and makes this incredible play and then misses Cooper Kupp by 25
The
yards.
stats will tell you this is not that great of a team. They're not a top 15 offense. They're not a top 15 defense.
They've
They're
got
neither.
playmakers at
Yeah,
every
they do.
level.
I
Yeah,
love
right.
when you pull out the spreadsheet,
do.
Kapler. You're
What's
going
it?
Kapler
What's
on
wrong?
us, Tom
Bobby
Wednesday.
Wagner just
You
owns
don't
us.
like the numbers. That's
Bobby
all.
Wagner scares me so much.
You know what the equalizer is?
Don't go to
These
the
are all,
sip.
these are all names.
but
They're
see, the
names.
equalizer-
I know.
That's what scares
But he
us.
always gets
No.
turnovers.
Right, that's fair.
Also, the equalizer. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep.
He's going to throw a couple up
But
to
if
you.
he plays
and
good-
they've got playmakers that go back to the house. You know what I'm
Maybe.
saying?
Maybe.
They've got playmakers too.
You know what usually happens with those Jimmy Garoppolo
They're
interceptions?
thinking-
The other team drops them.
They are thinking Jimmy Garoppolo's playing quarterback. We can get right. We
Jalen
can do
Ramsey's
the
thinking
3-1.
that. Jalen Ramsey's thinking that for sure.
Aaron
Yeah.
Donald. Who's going to
No,
block
I'm not telling you they're going to go in and
You
house
can
them.
guarantee it. I don't know.
To me, there's also a piece of this where I'm just predicting that this is the way the story goes. This is just the way the story goes.
See
Like
that.
I've
This is
watched,
the way,
I've
Mandalorian?
watched this team now for a number of years, and if you ask me what it feels like the script will do next, after a week of absolutely having pitchforks, they will go win this game. That's usually the way that they react.
I hope.
I hope too.
I hope.
What are you laughing at?
I just don't know, man.
Yeah.
I just don't
primetime
know.
games.
I've
been
been
optimistic. It's a beauty,
I'm in
isn't
a
it?
good mood.
It's a beauty.
Like I said, they should win, but they should have beat Chicago and they should have beat Denver, and they're 1-2.
Yeah,
I
and
know.
it should be
And then
3-0.
Mark, I'm in a good mood. But I heard you all last week say Denver's defense isn't any good. I'm like, oh, that's the kiss of
I didn't
death.
say that.
That's the kiss of
I
death.
didn't
That
say
didn't
that.
come out of my mouth.
I didn't say that. I never said they weren't
I
any
was the
good.
one telling you that Denver's defense was legit.
I said, and I will reiterate, they are not as good as they look right now because if you look,
Yeah, you had that run wrong.
No, I didn't. If you guys are going to sit here and say Jimmy Garoppolo is junk, if you feel that way,
He's
then
junk because he faced a good defense.
no,
He's 7-1
that's chicken
after
and the
Captain
egg.
Save a
That's
Jimmy G.
7-1.
That's chicken and the egg. Denver
look at you.
Broncos.
You like
that?
Denver Broncos have faced Geno Smith. They have faced Davis Mills and Jimmy Garoppolo, and we're going to tell everybody they're elite.
And who's the
They're
best
good.
of those three?
They're good.
Who's the best of those three?
I actually right now don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
I
look
don't
at
know.
You. Captain.
I don't know.
Captain, my captain.
I don't know.
That
Jimmy
was set
G.
up for you to say Jimmy G.
7-1
Historically,
after
I don't
a
know
loss.
about right now.
Him and Kyle, 7-1 after a loss.
Yeah.
So like,
This is the way the story usually goes. That's all
it's
I'm
hard to
telling you.
argue with that.
I love that. I love that.
By the way,
Against
Mac
the defending
Jones.
Super Bowl champs.
Mac Jones not playing on Sunday. Brian Hoyer getting the start.
Oh, he's
in
out at
Green
least
Oh,
a
Bay.
month.
Max
Matt's
out.
out, like-
Whatever Trent's out, Max
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
Long. Max is worse.
Yeah, Max
this
was
is
bad.
a severe.
Yes.
like he may be doing surgery.
I
Mac
feel
got
bad
bad.
for him. It looked like really bad.
By the way, you'll feel like I need help because I'm still alive in a survivor pool and it got real.
Yeah,
real
I'm not
fast.
predicting anything.
No,
the
no,
rest
no.
of this
But
NFL season.
I gave it to you
Packers,
yesterday.
right?
It's Packers
is
is a
a pick,
slam
right?
dunk.
I got one left too.
Right?
Who they
I have
playing?
one left too.
New England.
New England with Brian Hoyer at Lambeau. It feels
The
too
spread's
easy
10
though.
and a
I
half.
hate this stuff.
My Belichick take is aging well, huh?
What was your Belichick?
That this might be his final season in New
Oh,
England.
that's
It's
right,
looking
that's
ugly.
right.
Matt Patricia on the sideline. I know we're going Patriot
And Joe
talk here.
Judge.
Yeah.
I'm like, Patricia, this is a guy who wore a pencil
The
with
pencil.
a laminated sheet. Dude, you're not writing on the laminated sheet with
How
the pencil, bro.
How
It was a
fraudulent
prop.
that?
Well, I mean, they just decided to not have an offensive coordinator, and now they don't have a quarterback. So I don't know how they're going to score any points. I was amazed they scored as many as they did against Baltimore last week.
Baltimore's defense is looking leaky.
Yeah.
But Lamar's is still scoring.
Well, they
lost Kyle
Fuller.
He just scored.
They lost Kyle Fuller, their cornerback. He's out with a torn ACL.
Yes.
Ronnie Stanley didn't play again.
The safety's looking a little suspect.
Hamilton out of
Yeah,
Notre
and I
Dame.
liked him a lot.
He's young.
Yeah.
He's young.
Well,
Survivor pool. Yeah, I'm going Green Bay too. We've had over
Everybody's
5,000
going to,
entries
though.
in the
That's
Survivor
what-
pool.
that's what I'm
Big
trying
coin,
to-
Dibs. Big coin.
Nice.
There's 845 entries left. 4,634 have been eliminated.
That's the way it goes. You know?
it got real fast this year. It got real fast. I think the sneaky one, this weekend, and it's for people who already used Green Bay. The sneaky one is Detroit. They're hosting Seattle.
I know. I saw that.
But what I'm worried about is they're banged up. They've lost DeAndre Swift.
Jamal Williams is running hard.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. Not sure.
Goff's actually not bad.
Goff?
Not stinky.
No.
Not
Goff.
stinky.
Not bad. I can't go down with Detroit. I would not take
Seattle
Detroit
on the
all year.
road is pointless.
Yeah, but they
We
have
watched
weapons,
it.
though. They've got weapons.
No, they don't.
DK, Tyler Lockett?
Yeah, who's going to get it to them?
Man.
I mean, they're fine. I just think Seattle, to me, based on watching them 3 weeks, they're going to be one thing at home, which is sort of viable.
Competitive.
They're going to be a joke on the
I love
road.
when you write teams off. It makes me want to go all in. on
writing
those
anybody
teams.
off. I'm telling you what I see.
Seattle on the road.
Telling you what I
He's got
see.
some
Right
guru
along.
to
Partner.
him. He's got some guru to him. Guru told me a couple weeks ago, hey, I'm taking your Florida State
Hey.
Seminoles against Louisville. I said, damn, I got to sweat this one out. Thanks, Guru.
You want to talk about writing people off? That was an interesting show yesterday from Guru. Wow.
I mean,
What did
Come
he
on.
do? What happened?
He wants Kyle Shanahan fired.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, yesterday.
just fired.
Yeah, exactly.
and
called
he's
it the-
extending Cooper Rush simultaneously.
I just
The Jedi? Kyle Shanahan,
like
the
you
Jedi?
like we can all, and everybody does. Everybody's perspective is wide open, welcome, and heard with regard to where things are with 49er football. Stop firing people in week 3 who have been deep in the playoffs 2 of the last 3 years. Like,
Okay, you're not firing.
Well, you have to look at contracts
go-
to me before
and
you
that
even
too.
start.
Yes,
to, honestly, I
Go
mean,
breathe.
Jet York is not going
Crying
to look
out
at this
loud.
situation and go, you know what? I missed the Kelly Tomsula era. This Shanahan thing hasn't worked out. One
gosh.
Super Bowl berth, one conference championship berth, and he's got 4 more years. It's a non-starter in terms of firing Kyle Shanahan, but I do think that as we get to the offseason, things need to change in terms of how we go about picking players because your running back room is thin, and every running back you pick high can't play.
Did you hear Mike Holmgren with us yesterday?
Yeah.
They were talking about the hierarchy, and he had personnel decisions. Like, he was supposed to be the
Exactly.
czar at multiple locations, Green Bay and in Seattle. And he worked with Ted Thompson, and who's the other guy?
Ron Wolf.
Ron Wolf. And he was basically saying that, like, he trusted their evaluations. Very few times did they go off, whatever that they had, and they would have this long conversation, but it was very interesting. He's like, I wanted to do the coaching and the schematics and all that, and I allowed him to do the personnel. Belichick, the personnel guy, has done in Belichick the coach. Look at his drafts over the last few years.
Yep.
It's so hard to do both.
well, and I do,
And I don't think Shanahan's doing both, but I'm saying, like,
you
some of the
can't.
decisions
Like,
are bad.
We simplify it, and it's probably not fair. Like, in our minds, it's just Kyle making draft picks
Exactly.
as if he went to all of Ohio State's games.
He's just
to
breaking
watch
down.
Trey
Yeah,
Sermon
exactly.
the day before 49er games all year long.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, you do have to at a certain point. You're going to rely on other people and their input. Does he have the final say? Yes. Did we get to every single one of these picks as a solo bolo project? No, that's not how it works. There are definitely fair questions with how they've drafted their running backs the last couple of years. It's
I'm
not
watching
100% on Kyle.
I'm watching the New York Giants situation. Where do they go? Will Saquon be on the block at some point? Because he's going to be a free agent after the season.
I mean,
And
I wouldn't pay him if I were them. But then if you're wanting him, then you're going to have to pay him.
I'd take him for.
I'd
rent
franchise
Saquon.
tag him.
I'd rent Saquon.
They've got the franchise tag
If
in
you
the back
franchise
pocket.
tag him, it's $10 million.
Okay, that's fine for 1 year.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
Like,
willing
yeah.
to do that
And
for
the
a
cap's
special
going
running
up.
back. Jeff Wilson Jr. is not pumping any fear in defenses. They've
But
obviously
who
tried
is
to
a
get a
special running back? I mean, outside of Derrick Henry, is there really one guy who you
A
can
threat.
put out there, a threat who can stay healthy? because all these guys, McCaffrey,
Chubb,
Barkley,
Jonathan Taylor.
Well, even Derrick Henry got hurt last year. So
First of all,
running backs
running
get
his
hurt.
whole career.
Yeah, but
We
they
had
get
400
hurt. Running backs
consecutive.
get hurt.
Running backs get hurt.
They get
running
hurt.
backs get hurt. So why would you pay one of them $10 million? I don't hate the Shanahan approach, but you need to get better guys
Because
in your stable.
This is why you pay one of them $10 million, because there are very few 3-down backs, which is
Right.
really what the conversation should be. He's one of them. He's a pass-catching threat. Every time he touches the ball, he can go house, and he fits the system really well. They were actually linked to him when he was
Right.
being drafted. The second part of this is that too many guys are going down because they don't have a bell cow. And at
Right.
some point, like they did with D Ford, you got to swing to bring in a proven guy to solidify the position.
Yeah, but
that's the way I view it.
Like I hear all that, but at the same time, not only do running backs always get hurt, they are, even the good ones, are circumstantial as well. Everybody with the number 1 overall pick in their fantasy drafts ran and got Jonathan Taylor. He hasn't been able to do a damn thing this year.
Yeah, but he was great last year.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal
but part of
player.
that
But
is-
if the Colts offense is not going to be good this year, then Jonathan Taylor is not going to be good this year. That's
But
always
is Frank
the way it
Reich
works.
better than Shanahan?
I
don't think he's even close.
No, but that's kind of the point. Like what you can say, let's go get a great back, and if you don't have a good offensive line, and you don't have good play calling, and you don't have all that stuff going on, and you don't have a pass game that's a threat, it doesn't matter. The flip side, like Dibs just said, the flip side is let's not get an elite running back. Let's have a healthy offense top to bottom, and there are many people we could stick back there and get production.
But they're
Here's
not.
what-
But they're
here's what
not.
I want.
But
This is
they're
what I
not.
want,
But
though.
historically, they have.
But here's the thing, though. I need a threat at all levels
They
in
don't even
today's
have a 1,000
NFL.
back.
Like Brendan Ayuk, if you're going to play Debo at running back in the backfield, which I don't like, then you got one legit wide receiver. Juwan Jennings, defense is like, all right, go ahead, throw to Juwan Jennings
It's a
all day
playmaker
long.
league.
Danny Gray is a rookie, all right?
Right.
We don't know anything about him. George Kittle's probably going to be used to block even more now with Trent Williams is out. I need playmakers. I need threats. I need guys where the defense says, okay, we have to account for this guy. They'll look at Jeff Wilson Jr. and be like, okay, nice little running back, but he ain't scaring nobody.
But what threat do you have when you have a quarterback who can't throw the ball down the field? So if I'm a D coordinator and I look at this team, it's like Jeff Wilson Jr., fine. We're going to go ahead and put 8 in the box and let Jimmy G beat us. And like you said, you got no deep threat
Got no
because
deep
Danny
threat.
Gray can't get on the field because Kyle doesn't trust Jimmy to throw the ball deep. So now everything gets sucked up. George Kittle's going to block.
Yep.
Now you got Ayuk and you got Debo. Debo's route running is not great. So
Nope.
now we just key on Ayuk. And last week, you saw it with Denver. They doubled Ayuk.
Yep.
They doubled
That's what I'm
Debo.
saying.
They doubled George Kittle when they needed to. And go ahead, Jimmy. Beat us. And, Jeff Wilson Jr., 2 big runs, but otherwise you had nothing else.
Is Najee Harris a great back? You like him?
Yeah, but he's got here's the variety.
That's my concern.
But
because if you stick that
Trubisky's
around you,
terrible.
exactly.
He
And
was
so
great last year with Big Ben.
Right. So that's the point. You have
But
to.
Big Ben was a shell of himself.
But he was still Big Ben, and
Agreed.
the offense was different. You have to be able to have a threat in the passing game for your running game to work. This is why Derrick Henry is so amazing. They have never had like a dynamic passing
I
game,
think
and
we're
he's still been able
overthinking
to.
it.
Well,
I'm trying to bring in good players. That's the way
that's
I look at it. Like,
I'm
I'm
the more
trying to
playmakers,
upgrade
the
and
better.
bring in good players.
The more
trying not-
playmakers, the better.
No doubt, but I'm trying not to lock up my cap with running backs.
Well, if that's the case,
That's,
like I
you
can
know.
sit here and make, again, if we
My
want to go
cap.
financial, why are we paying a right tackle $10 million a year when he's a over $10 million a year
Why
player?
are you paying Eric Armstead when it looks like
$20 million on
they
an
did not-
interior
did they miss
defensive
Eric
lineman and you
Armstead?
rotate?
He was good last year.
Yeah, but they didn't miss him on Sunday. That's what I'm saying. You got
Well,
money.
they're-
Well,
They
and it's
played
about
Sunday?
value at the
They-
position. So
they
you do
play.
that with running back, right?
They
So
haven't
you're
done
talking
this,
about,
right?
I don't want to pay a running back $10
Number
million,
91?
but yet you're paying a defensive lineman, an interior lineman who rotates
Right.
$20 million a
They-
year when no one else in the league allocates money that
Yep.
way. You spend a 13th overall pick on a defensive tackle. When you're rotating defensive
Right,
tackles,
but wouldn't they respond and say, "But we've got the best defense in football
but
right
Kinlaw
now"?
has not been a part of that.
Well, he's been hurt.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
He's
so if
been
we're going to
hurt?
go the value proposition, then I would say also you invested in a first-round wide receiver. You're not throwing him the ball enough to
Right.
warrant that first-round
No
tag.
doubt.
You took a third-round running back. So we could do
No
the value
question.
thing. I
No
know this.
question.
Saquon's a baller.
A baller.
Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
I would love to have an offense with Debo and Saquon and Kittle and
gosh.
Ayuk
So-
just to help whoever the quarterback
So the
is.
New York fan would respond to you and say, "It's great that you think Saquon's a baller because he's had a nice 3 games. We've been missing him for the last 2 years."
Well, that's, I mean,
it.
so
You can't
that's the
torn
problem.
ACL, but that's
Right.
not, you can't control injuries.
No, you can't.
However, you look at when he's on
So-
the field, You are much better with
Right.
him on
Yeah.
the field. And Giants fans know that.
You said it.
They get shut out without Saquon on Monday night.
But
Yes.
you said it. Running backs get hurt. So I'm not.
Everybody gets hurt.
Everybody gets hurt.
Well, especially
on that
quarterback
field.
got hurt.
We'll get into that.
Especially,
We'll get into that.
but
Oh, yeah,
especially
that
running
right
back.
field. That's a good point, Dibs.
We're going to
That's a
talk
good
about
point.
that. I mean,
That
Yeah.
turf
Sterling
is
Shepard.
ridiculous.
it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's
Sterling
insane
Shepard.
that something hasn't happened
Coming
yet.
up at 9:45, what are you doing?
We were watching that game. I remember we were doing the post game. 3 consecutive plays, not 3 plays in a game.
And non-contact.
It was Solly,
Yeah.
Nick Bosa, and Jordan Reed. Boom, 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 boom. Like
My
I was
man.
like, you've got to be kidding me.
My man, Sterling Shepard wasn't even turning.
It was.
I know.
He wasn't even running hard.
I couldn't
He
believe it.
was jogging like he was on a trail in the
Jogging.
forest.
He was jogging.
Like, I mean, he looked like he was walking down the Golden Gate Bridge, and all of a sudden his leg
I
is
know.
gone.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's wild.
It
It
is.
just was nice to have a passing threat out of the backfield. For
No
once.
doubt.
Not
No
named
doubt.
Deebo Samuel.
No-
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Like, they don't even have a passing threat out of the backfield. Juice, I mean, it's a nice story. He'll get you 1 or
That's
2
a great
catches
throw,
a game.
great catch.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was a great catch.
Look at Joe. Look at Shasky.
Raffman used to
Great
get 6
throw.
touches a game, and I'm not like Raffman's a different, but William Floyd 5 to 7 touches a
Yep.
game. These were elite fullbacks. The era is so different, and I get that. But as a pass catcher, I feel like he's criminally underutilized.
No, it
It's
is-
Kyle Shanahan and his 21 personnel. We're going to cram it. We're going to try to run it 40
Just a
times.
couple dinks.
Can we get some
Just a
3x1
couple dinks.
formations, coach?
We don't run 4 wides ever. We don't go empty.
Can we go 3x1?
You got a
It
quarterback who can't throw and a running back who can't run and pass catchers who can't get open.
It is.
Enjoy.
It is wild. With
But they're
how
going to be a playoff team, Mark. You're
they
right.
are. They are. What
do you wanna bet?
It is wild. Whatever you want.
Ooh.
Whatever you want.
Oh, I like this. It's
Whatever
getting
you want.
spicy.
I got 3 kids and a bunch of problems. Thank you.
Same,
It works now.
Samesies.
It works now.
Samesies. Samesies. Although you're pushing it by calling your older ones kids still, seeing as they can vote. But anyway.
Quest just got a nose pierce.
Did he?
Yeah, he's 21 and a half. What am I going to say?
Yeah,
I
I
told
don't
him,
know.
I said, Questy, and I call him Questy like he's still a baby. 2 things, son. No gauges in
Yeah,
the ears.
yeah, that
I said, no
is permanent.
gauges
Yeah.
and no tattoos, but if you want to get a tattoo, run it by me. Let's make
Yeah.
sure. Let's make
Right.
sure. The nose pierce.
So he went Tupac on us, huh?
A little bit,
How old is
yeah.
he? How old is he?
He's 21.
21.
He went Tupac on us,
He
Shasky.
can't get a tattoo if
He
he
can.
wants.
He can get it. He can do whatever
They're
he
so
wants. Mark.
permanent.
He's 6'2", 230. He can do
Yeah,
whatever
but I
he
mean,
wants.
6'2", 230? Oh.
Is he really?
Your boy's a handful.
Where the hell did he get that?
Your boy's well, the X is 5'11", and I'm
but you
230.
never heard
So
the
there you
story?
go.
You never heard this
What's wrong
story?
with you?
So we go to a Warrior game.
What's wrong with you?
We go to a war game. Me and my wife. I thought I was special. They give out some, tickets.
You are.
And they go,
No.
we got great seats. I go, oh, awesome. Come to find out, we're in like a section with everybody. Lowe's there. This kid is sitting next to me, and he's in my seat or whatever. And I didn't know who it was. And I'm like, hey, me and my wife are
Hey,
gonna sit
kid.
here. Can you just slide over a little? And I'm looking, and all of a sudden, Dan comes out of nowhere, and he's like, yeah, that's my son. And I'm looking, I'm going, that's your kid? He's like twice your size.
He's a monster.
And I felt like a jerk because I totally kicked him out of the seats.
Oh, he's so great. Yeah. He had to, took him both hands to lift him up. But Quest's a big kid. He's a tall drink of water. But I told him, no gauges, no tattoos. But if you want to get a tattoo, let's talk about
I'm
it
with you
first.
on that.
And now you're
It's
a girl
permanent.
dad. Now you're a girl dad.
And I already told her, no gauges, no
tattoos.
tattoos.
Yeah.
no boyfriends until
No
she's
dating.
21?
Dude, she turns a month tomorrow. I can't even. She's already
Gaga
breaking
goo
hearts.
goo.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, boy.
By the way, I'll bet you she has a tattoo someday too. We can do that bet if you want.
I want to bet
Oh,
you if
baby
I'm
chicks.
not
Hey,
alive.
at the
Bet
beach,
you I'm not alive
I'm
for
one
it.
of the only people without a tattoo at almost every beach I go to. It is. I'm
I
like,
don't have one.
You don't
I
have
don't
one?
have
How
one
about
either.
you?
I don't have one.
We got no tats in the
Yeah,
room.
I've got no
Oh,
tat-
my
I got
My
no
wife
tattoo.
has the old.
Well,
she's gonna kill me, but she's got a
Do
bad one.
iron-ons count?
And she tells her niece all the time, this is what happens when you're 18 and you get a
Right.
dumb tattoo that doesn't transfer into your late
Right.
30s.
Well, I tell you why
Look
I
at
didn't
you
get a
out in the
tattoo.
missus.
Yeah, I know, out there big time.
Love you, man.
Couch night for Sasky. I was too broke. I wanted a tattoo when I was 18. I was just broke. I was broke. I couldn't. I didn't have the money. And then when I finally got a little bit of coin, I was like, tattoos.
I'm so
whatever.
old.
Uber to
If you had
Northwood.
a tattoo in my day, you were in the Navy.
Bye bye. Willard and Dibs coming up next.